Hey, it's me again, plural of everything. I'm responding to my good friend God Invented Music, also known as Maritza. Uh, she had a request of people, and I want to address a couple other things before I get to the information she requested. She wanted to know what we are other than atheists. And yeah, I mean, atheism is just one aspect of me. It's my philosophy, not philosophy. My philosophy. It's not who I am or what I am. But okay, I have some points I wanted to address here. The first one was why it's necessary for Christians and atheists, or for theists and atheists, to fight. And I don't mean fight like in the normal sense, like hitting, name calling, things like that. I mean to argue. Because an argument is just a verbal fight, and I'll get to how we fight in a second here. But first, why we have to fight. Christians honestly believe that we are going to hell if we don't believe what they believe. There are Christians who believe that other people who call themselves Christians are going to hell because they're practicing the wrong kind of Christianity. So there even has to be fights about that, because this is an important issue. This is bigger than any individual person. These are issues that have to be ironed out, because there are people who truly believe that hell exists, that Satan exists, that we will go to hell if we don't believe the right things, and they will do everything they can to stop that from happening. Now, this is not necessarily just a bad thing. I think it's great that they want to prevent people from going to hell or whatever if they really believe it exists. They'd be pretty callous if they didn't. And so they feel it's their duty, and maybe it is, to convert as many people as they can. Now, I believe that hell is not real, and that to have faith in it just doesn't make any sense. So it's kind of a moral imperative for me to try and convince them that they're wrong. This is the side of the fight I've chosen. When we each choose a side, and only cowards or people who simply don't care will put themselves above the fight and think, this is all just silliness. I have more important things to worry about. This really is important. Okay, now how we fight. There are a lot of ways that people go about arguing religion. A lot of times it degenerates into name-calling and threats. And this isn't the right way to do it. It's when people run out of ideas and things to say and points to make that they resort to desperate tactics like name-calling and insults and things like that. If you can stick to the topic at hand, then a religious debate can be not only a lot of fun, it can be very instructive, and it can be just plain good for the mind. That's another reason why I like it. If both sides respect each other and take each other's position into account, then maybe we can actually get somewhere. And okay, my third point I have here, friendship based on disagreement. I have a number of Christian friends I've made on YouTube. I guess the first major one being God Invented Music, so I think she's awesome. And some of the others, like, I'm bad with names, so I can't think of... The Reprieve, he is awesome. And Son is the Father of Man, whose name doesn't make any sense to me. But he's still a great guy, great person to talk to and debate with. And it's all about respect. We realize that we have different views, but we're all people, and our views are valid, our opinions are valid, our feelings are valid. despite the fact that I believe that your feelings are an invalid reason to believe something, you know, this, my sadness feels the same as someone else's sadness. My happiness feels the same as your happiness. We're all really the same, and when we realize how we're similar, it really overrides the differences. Okay, so what am I other than a Christian? Well, what the heck? Was that a Freudian slip? Am I really a Christian? No. What am I other than an atheist? I only just recently, by the way, started to think of myself as an atheist. It was a conversation with another atheist that made me realize that it really describes my beliefs better. I had been calling myself a pantheist before that, but let's see. I am a writer. I am an artist. I just recently sold my first painting, so I am now a professional artist. I'm a painter. I'm a philosopher. I am a gamer. I'm a nerd. Not necessarily a bad thing. I think that nerd was the concept of a nerd was invented by people who were jealous and trying to make intelligence seem like a bad thing. I'm a son. I'm a brother. I've got 3 sisters, no brothers. But I'm their brother. I'm an uncle. I've got 3 nieces and 1... I can never think of that word right away. You know, the boy niece. I want to think of it. I don't want to end this video without thinking of it. But I don't want the video to end up being too long so it screws up Windows Movie Maker. And even saying all this is just distracting me from coming up with the right word. Boy, niece, I'll just pause it here. Nephew. Nephew is the thing. Yes, I have 3 nieces and a nephew. I also like to ramble on and on sometimes, so I guess I'm a rambler. Well, I don't want this to go too long, so I'm not going to start naming off everything about me, but those are a few things about me, and that's the end of this video.